Trevor, we were supposed to be here in April of 2020. COVID intervened. It's 2.5 years later. We've had a chance to see Delhi. We've had a chance to see Bangalore. What are the impressions you take away from our days here?
Wow. First of all, it's taken me too long to come to India.
Yeah.
You know, it has a little bit of everything. And I think what I've enjoyed most about India is seeing why it has such a variety. You know, friends from South Africa always used to tell me there's a reason so much spice comes from India. And I think that applies to, you know, the people and the cultures as well as the food. It really is a mixing of so many different flavors and ideas. That's probably been my biggest takeaway about India, is that it is a really diverse place. I think in some ways operating not as a monolith but as a unit, which is really unique to see.
One of the interesting things that you've been doing when you come to Microsoft is we frequently enable you to sit down with people at Microsoft Research. So this was your first opportunity to come to MSR outside of Redmond and come to the MSR Center in India, the center really for the Global South. What did you make of what you got to see today at MSR?
I think the biggest thing I enjoyed out here was seeing a different way to not only solve a problem, but even see a problem. What I've loved about being in the labs, you know, in Redmond, is learning and understanding how engineers will look at a problem and how they'll solve for it. But oftentimes those problems are in the context of the first world. Oftentimes those problems are in the context of enterprise, or, you know, in the context of consumers generally in the Western world. And then you come to India, and what's amazing is a lot of the problems and solutions, yes, can help enterprise, yes, they can help, you know, the Western world and consumers, but then there are unique problems here that apply to so many more parts of the world. Because India's issues are many of Africa's issues, and Africa's issues are mirrored in many parts of the Middle East and Asia and South America. And here you have people trying to create solutions designed for the people of India that then create new business models, create new ideas on how to distribute content, create new ways of figuring out, you know, a solution in coding or in a product that they create. I've find myself inspired. It's like time and time again, I go like, man, that's a great idea. How did you think of that? Well, how did you solve for that solution? And I think part of it goes back to the trading culture of India. Part of it goes back to the fact that you have a country with, I think, you know, the number was over 70% of the businesses being small businesses. And so you see that everyone is solving for this tiny problem, and yet in many ways, they end up moving this huge boulder because everyone's just moving a tiny piece of it.